Attention. The movie guys love movies. Any jokes made about Mayor of Toronto Rob Ford are purely out of obligation to the internet and the comedy universe.
Oh, and the last thing was Olivia Gondak. It says that I wanted to eat her pussy, Olivia Gondak. I've never said that in my life to her. I would never do that. I'm happily married. I've got more than enough to eat at home. Thank you very much.
Anything that was true?
No press conference will ever live up to that.
I am literally choking on that. I didn't know he used the word pussy.
Yeah, he just said pussy. That you didn't? Have you not heard?
I have
that?
not. I knew the conference happened. I didn't know he actually used the word pussy. I'm sorry.
Are you gonna be okay?
I know we're a movie show, but
choking on pussy.
the comedy world is talking about Rob Ford. We got to lead with something, Rob
He's
Ford.
amazing.
Seriously.
He offers so many things that you don't even have to write. You just play what he says.
It is the best Chris Farley impersonation out there.
Yeah.
It is the holidays. He is the gift that will no doubt keep on giving.
Giving.
Something.
Did he throw the microphone down and walk away after that? Thank you. Good night. I've got enough to eat at home.
There was
Boom.
a guy, one of the guys, the reporter said, "You wait, did you just say that? Even what you can't say." As he walked away.
You know what I love about that clip is that it doesn't feel telegraphed. Usually you can feel that coming. You can.
Right. No,
a guy's got a great snarky little comment coming.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming. I didn't
Well,
see.
honey, he has plenty to eat at home, so it's not snarky. It's just truth.
He's eating a lot. You can tell that guy.
Yeah,
And it's Canada. They're like notorious for being like the friendliest, nicest. I mean, and he's out wacky mayoring everything in America. He's out.
I thought you were
In
going to say
Canada-
it's Canada. They're notorious for eating pussy.
Well, pussy's like fag. It's like cigarette, right? That's a different word.
It's
There's a
all
different word in
That
He's
Canada.
means
talking about, it's
something
like an
else
elk leg or something.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He's
roasted
talking
up.
about beef jerky.
All right, well, that's how you start a show. Welcome to the Movie Showcast, everybody, part of the vast and sprawling Movie Guys empire, and screws fall out all the time. The world's in a perfect place. You've reached ground zero for all things movies and comedy. We bring the two together right here on our show every week with rants, sketches, previews, characters, jokes, bits, special guests, and more. You can expect that in the next hour or so as we broadcast from the Admirals Club, lodged in the heart of Burbank Airport's flyover zone.
And if you could hear anything he just said, then we're surprised.
Catch us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Search The Movie Showcast or The Movie Guys, and we come right up. And don't forget, we are also available on badtomato.fm radio at wbad.net, Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern. And as always, please subscribe where possible. Tell your friends, share and like posts and videos and all that stuff at The Movie Guys on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you find us. My name is Paul Preston. I am your host. Here, as ever, with Lee Caius, Adam Witt, and Karen Volpe. Very shortly, we will be joined by TV and film actor Joel Murray. Very excited about that.
Super get. Way to go, Paul.
Big get.
I know. We tied a little thing to his leg so he can't get away.
I know.
He's out in the
trapped
driveway right
Admirals
now.
Club.
Trying.
And as ever, we are your weekly place to go for the extensive previews of what's coming up in theaters, where we offer our signature take.
This is how people know what to go see.
All right, we're here to help.
Us.
Coming up this week, more adventures set in what's being called a dystopian future. Clearly a description written by someone who loves waving around the word dystopian.
And who doesn't?
The Hunger Games Catching Fire. And just in time for Thanksgiving, a movie that asks, what do you get when you cross Vince Vaughn with 533 turkey basters?
David Wozniak, in 1994, you donated to a fertility clinic anonymously. Apparently, there was a mix-up at the clinic. What? You are the biological father of 533 children. What?
Did you notice he's doing that thing that, like, Paris Hilton and all those people
That guy's
do?
got vocal fry?
He's totally got vocal
That
fry.
actor, I've seen in other things. He is always a kind of an affected role. He's in the Hal Hartley movies.
Oh, yeah? Is he like a guy in charge guy?
He's in How Hartley?
He's in a couple Hal Hartley movies, yeah. He's always got some weird affectation to his role. He's a very funny
He's got a
actor,
great
actually.
scar in his face, too.
Yeah.
Like a hook. Like he'd been hooked by a
Yes.
bass angler or something.
He's
You never
been
know.
fly
I want to know how you
angled.
get 533 a donation. How do you end up? I mean, that's a mistake on the.
Probably just ejaculate once, right? I don't know a lot about
Behind on his
the
bills.
ejaculation thing.
I've only
But don't you
ejaculated
just do it
once.
once and then a whole bunch of sperm come out and then you just
No
those up?
movie has brought up this much talk about masturbation. I mean, this thing's all about.
Really?
Well, obviously he didn't have sex with all those women. He
No.
But
jacked
that's a
off,
problem.
boom.
That's the fault of the donation center. That's not his fault.
No,
right?
I don't think they're blaming him for.
Oh, that sounds a little
Yeah.
blamey. Play the clip again, Ball. Sounds a little
No,
blamey.
I don't think.
I think it's the guy's tone of voice.
If he had impregnated 533 women and it wasn't through a fertility clinic, that is not a good guy that you were ever going to get on your side.
But that's
by
a
the end of
movie
the
I want to see. That's the movie I do want to
That's
see.
a porno. That's a
Where he
totally
has-
different kind of movie.
Sex was 533 women.
All right, well, our first movie, maybe we'll learn more about
Yes.
Delivery Men later, is another film that did what all films should do. Cast Philip Seymour Hoffman. It's The Hunger Games Catching Fire. Adam?
I'm excited to preview now.
For those of you that have been serving time in prisons that don't allow dystopian young adult fiction, The Hunger Games was the movie that sounded like an exciting America's Next Top Model emaciation playoff round.
It was based
Tough
on
to
the
say.
book series that lives out America's desire to watch hot young Hollywood stars kill each other for sport. Now, the movie based on the book that spawned a sequel has spawned a sequel.
In the follow-up, The Hunger Games Catching Fire, Katniss Everdeen and Peeta Mellark,
Slab bulkhead. Fridge, large meat.
Punt, speed chunk.
Butch, deadlift.
those are great names, become targets of the Capitol after their victory in the 74th Hunger Games, sparks a rebellion in the districts of Panem.
Now, I don't know what that means, but it sounds pretty bad.
It's confusing.
Katniss returns home to District 12 because, District 9 is full of those people. And like the Red Wings displaying the Stanley Cup around Detroit, Katniss tours a desolate wasteland trying to bring hope to its depressed inhabitants.
This particular Hunger Games pits all the victors of the previous 25 Hunger Games against one another in an all-star fight to the death, kind of like the NFL Pro Bowl. But unlike the Pro Bowl, this game will be watched by millions of people.
Katniss becomes the vision of hope that the population needs as a rebellion begins to percolate. Realizing that the threat that her victory is sparking, the heavy-handed rulers of Panem hatch a plan to make sure that Katniss doesn't survive this round of games. Will she survive? For those of you who haven't read the third book in the series, who knows?
That would be me. I have no idea.
Well, there's a third book. So
This is based on a book?
it's a movie.
Three books.
It's a movie, isn't it?
Director of Seabiscuit, Gary Ross, has been replaced by Francis Lawrence, director of I Am Legend. Gee, now, which of these two is more fitting to present a violent, danger-filled future from hell? Depends on how seriously you take horse racing during the Depression, I guess.
Like the world we live in, the world of Panem and Hunger Games has fallen in love with Jennifer Lawrence, or J. Larry, as the media has taken to calling her. Maybe it was the way she fought for the little people and refused to compromise her values. Or maybe it was that cute interview with Jeff Bridges at Comic-Con.
While the Hunger Games books are set in a post-apocalyptic North America, many of the film's characters have distinctively Victorian-sounding names. Not since the King's Speech have we had so many names worthy of being introduced in the royal palace. Try it, it's fun. Here we go. On behalf of Her Royal Majesty, we would like to welcome the following visitors. Gail Hawthorne,
Hamish Abernathy,
Primrose Everdeen.
Iffy Trinket.
Plutarch Heavensby,
Finico Dare,
Claudius Templesmith.
Capital Citizen. Uncredited.
Wow, even the small parts sound good with a British accent. There you go.
I don't know what's more surprising, that you can make a movie about kids killing each other in the wake of a school shooting, or the fact that every movie that come out in the last 10 years has been in the wake of a school shooting.
The only downside to this movie is now that it's out, that means Seltzer and Freeberg can make a parody of it. But that's every movie. There you go. The Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games. We just had a
Games.
Shirley Bassey song
Yeah.
before. That would be really cool.
It should have like one of those 007 songs. Yeah.
You know, I heard that Katniss Everdeen went under a very strict regimen to neither gain nor lose weight for this role. Very, very brave actress.
No, she's awesome. I
Very-
like her a
very
lot.
physical.
She's nothing if
regimen,
not
yes.
stable.
Yes,
I
sir.
thought she was absolutely. I fell in love with her when she got hit on by Jack Nicholson and thought it was adorable. I thought
It's funny when old men hit on young
oh
chicks,
my
right?
God, she was so cool about it. She's like, I think you just hit on me. Because that would be the coolest thing to have Jack Nicholson hit on you.
I met Jack Nicholson once, and
Did
I
he
thought
hit on you?
I thought he hit on me. Yes, I thought he did.
That's just how he says a lot of stuff.
It's awesome.
So when he grabs your ass, that's
It's
not
totally,
flirting.
I'd be all for
okay.
it.
Yeah, the mailman thinks he's flirting with him. People at the bank think he's just the guy he is.
No, and then when she fell down and she laughed and she wasn't all uptight, she's awesome.
Oh yeah, she's definitely like the regular gal, right?
I thought that was
She
interesting.
plucked off the streets of Toronto or something.
Yeah, the Oscars were interesting because
Toronto again. Damn.
last year was wins for Jennifer Lawrence and for Anne Hathaway. So, but who then becomes,
right.
America's sweetheart? Which one was it? Is it Jennifer Lawrence because she won Best Actress?
One of them aw shuckses everything, and the other pretends to aw shucks everything. And I think people saw right through the.
Oh, I think Anne Hathaway's a
Anne
pretend.
Hathaway. Yeah. There's a lot of pretend aw shucks going on
But
there, I think.
I'm a traditionalist. No one has yet to dethrone Meg Ryan
Oh,
as, as America's sweetheart.
Sweetheart. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and was she like 52? No?
I don't know. She's gone away.
Doesn't matter.
Which is nice.
Timeless.
She's
You're on
disappeared.
film. You're timeless.
That's right. She's disappeared.
great.
I don't have to look at your Joker face anymore. You're
What? I thought she was America's sweetheart
She
2
is.
seconds ago.
She is.
What comment is that then?
Based on the last time I saw her.
She's fabulous.
Oh, my
She's
God.
always got to be the girl from When Harry Met Sally if you're going to make
That's
that.
what I said. Based
Yeah.
on When Harry Met
Yeah.
Sally, she's America's sweetheart.
Oh my
Well, then
God.
Diane
And
Keaton's
Sleep-
America's sweetheart still from
She-
Annie Hall.
she was
And
not
so
in
is
America.
Julia
preserving
Roberts.
this shit in
Wait,
stone.
who starred in that movie called America's Sweetheart?
Reese
Julia
Witherspoon.
Roberts.
Julia Roberts. So she wins.
And Catherine Zeta-Jones.
She trumps you all.
That's a shortcut to America's Sweetheart. You don't get to make a movie named
Yeah.
after America's Sweetheart, and then you don't get to call yourself America's Sweetheart.
Yeah,
just
people
because-
make that really awful boy band. They had that song like "We're Super Great." What was it?
Oh,
One
yeah.
Direction.
Best song ever.
Best song ever.
song ever.
Same difference.
Yeah, they
I
get
think that was America's Sweathearts, right? That was the boy band?
I swear to God.
Sweathearts?
Should we follow their lead, though?
I have trouble with that. If I write, if I'm signing an autograph or something, I won't be like, "You're sweet," because I always fuck it up. I say sweat. I get the E and the A messed up.
I have a funny story about that.
Really?
I do.
I met
I never write sweetheart to you because I'll fuck it up.
Miss USA of like, I don't know, late 80s. I don't
Is
know. I
she
was
dead
at-
to you at this point?
She's
'Cause
dead to
USA or Miss America?
Goddamn moose face. Tell us about her.
Which is the lesser one?
USA.
Yeah, Miss
Oh my
USA. So that's who I met. So I met her at like the Revco Marathon Convention in Cleveland, right?
Yes.
And they were having this big to do where all these pseudo celebrities, Miss America, Miss USA,
Yeah.
Mary Lou Retton. It's the second time. That was the second
She's
time.
good?
Yes, the second time I met Muhammad Ali was at this event. Corey Everson, who used to be Miss Olympia.
Yes.
In this Miss USA. So anyway, you were able to get your pictures personalized, so you could go up and ask them to autograph your picture.
Right,
and I
yeah.
said, could you make it out to Lee? Thanks for the quiche was great last night. Thanks for the memories.
No one knows how to spell quiche, you dumb ass.
Precisely. So she writes, thanks for the quickie last night.
Nice.
And I take it to my buddy Paul, and I'm like, Paul, look, it says thanks for the quickie.
Did you plan that? Did
No.
you know she would?
I just want to say thanks for the quiche last night was wonderful. Or
Thanks for
But
the
now it's your
quickie.
line with every book signing.
yeah. Thanks for the quiche.
Mr. Nicholson, could you sign my book?
Brilliant. Oh my God,
That
that's
happened. Yeah, it was that day I met Muhammad Ali for the second time. Got his shaving cream.
Oh, you told me about that.
What I
yeah.
told you about previously, I'd gotten his cologne, and I got a shaving cream. Corey Everson, Mary Lou Retton.
He had a line of shaving cream?
Or did you go into his toiletries? What
If
happened?
you want, I can
Oh,
tell
you
you this.
personally stole this girl.
That's what I think happened.
greatest.
I could tell you the
can't
story
do it.
about how I first met him, and he was giving out cologne at a local mall in the greater Cleveland area.
Signature cologne? Like a Muhammad Ali
It was called
cologne?
Ali Cologne. And we were in line. I'll be very quick about this. We were in line for like 2 hours, and the mall was closing. And all of a sudden, we hear this announcement: "Ladies and gentlemen, please find your way to the exit. Higbee's is closing for the evening." And we were like 10 or 15 people away from the champ.
Oh, no.
And the line had kind of snaked around, so we were folded in. So we were directly in front of him, but still 20 people away from him. And I yell, and I had no idea of his history in Don King. I wasn't a fight fan then, so I just yell, "Hey champ, Don King sent me." And the whole place goes quiet. And he stops and he stands up and he goes, who said that?
God, oh my God.
And people are just frightened. And I point to my buddy Paul. I'm like, Paul said it. He's like, get on up here, get on up here. So we go up and we get our autographs and our picture taken, and we get our cologne, right? 6 months later, my phone rings and my buddy Paul's like, hey, guess who's going to be down at Cleveland? Muhammad Ali. So we had learned our lesson. We're going to go early. We're going to get in first in line. We get there like 6 a.m. We get first in line, and they come out, ladies and gentlemen, champ's not feeling too well today, so we don't have a lot of time with him. We're not going to be able to get to anybody, or very many people. Paul and I don't care. Why? 1 and 2 right in the line. We get in line, and there's like this conveyor belt of stand here, don't say anything, take this, move down here. So we go through this procession, and at the end of the procession, they hand me something, and I notice it's a can of Muhammad Ali shaving cream. And it literally says, don't sting like a bee, and it's his face. It's his face.
He doesn't
with, like,
shave anymore, does he?
No,
He
but
shouldn't.
it's his
unsafe.
face with like shaving cream on it, so he looks like Santa Claus, right? So I'm getting pushed through the assembly line, and he is out of it. The poor guy is just twitching to sign things and don't talk to the champ. So I get the can of shaving cream, and I realize, and I turn around and go, hey, champ, first your cologne, now your shaving cream. I'm going to be as pretty as you. He's like, Get on over here. now I got another picture of me and Muhammad Ali.
I love that.
So that's my
I
story.
love it. He always kind of grows. He's like a caveman.
Get on over here.
That's awesome.
And
So
that's
what were
the
we talking
Hunger
about? Hunger Games.
Yeah. So Hunger Games looks like a
That'd
good
be a
movie.
good
Next.
movie.
Next.
All right,
What are
moving
we
on.
moving on to?
Wait. Well, if this really is the reality TV of the future, then naturally there will be a tie-in at some point to celebrity involvement, right?
Certainly.
These
Sure.
Hunger Games. And what better way to do that than to have them engage in friendly competition as we bring you another exciting episode of Hunger Games of the Network Stars. Welcome to the 75th Annual Hunger Games of the Network Stars. I'm That's Incredible host John Davidson. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of incredible things here today as we bring you a full day of exciting events, all of which will be tackled by some of the brightest stars of Tinseltown. We're going to see some cycling through a pack of rabid wolves, 3-on-3 football with a hand grenade, the basketball dunk from 65 feet, and tennis. Team captains Lorenzo Lamas, Dick Van Patten, and Sherman Helmsley are expecting big things from their teams to see who will make it to the big tug of war tomorrow night. For our first event, let's sing things over to my co-host, Fran Tarkenton.
Thanks, John, and things are heating up here at the Crocodile Pond Kayak Race. As we all know, Greg Evigan is your front runner at the moment, expected to win, and of course, and here they go. Lyle Wagner has taken an early lead, easily leaving Charlene Tilton in his dust. The Unknown Comics kayak has capsized. A crocodile is grabbing him. He's eating the bag off the Unknown Comics head. And now the crocodile is eating the head of Murray Langston.
Oh, and he looked so noble at the gala entry parade. Had a special bag on fire and everything.
Well, his absence has made room for a run from Fred Rerun Barry, and we'll have more on that later.
All right, thanks, Fran. We should check in with Kathy Lee Crosby and see how things are going with the three-legged race for contestants who have lost a leg.
Well, John, all eyes are on Catherine Bach, who qualified for the three-legged race for contestants who have lost a leg after she won last year's 5K Lava Run, an event that saw the early demise of Todd Bridges.
Well, you know, the world don't move to the beat of just one drum.
True, John. What might be right for you might not be right for some. And clearly long-distance running through molten rock expelled by a volcano was not right for Todd Bridges. But halfway through the contest, Larry Wilcox is gaining ground on Catherine Bach. A win here would finally get him to shake the moniker of the other guy on chips. Oh, we have some unexpected action here. You know how President Snow likes to order up the unexpected. It seems he's unleashing a horde of archers on the unsuspecting contestants. Yes, arrows are flying. Valerie Bertinelli is doing her best to avoid... Oh!
Well, it seems Kathy Lee Crosby has taken a nasty arrow through the head.
Which is normally hilarious for Steve Martin.
Fran, it's a rather gruesome scene, and we're going to have to send Sarah Purcell down there to finish the play-by-play. We'll have more on the three-legged race later, but first, a quick update from the ongoing game of landmine volleyball. CBS thought they had a ringer in the tall Jimmy Walker, who always spiked the ball with his signature catchphrase until this happened.
Dynamite!
But there are more events going on, and let's go to Skip Stevenson for the latest. Skip?
Just a few updates. Pat Harrington has been eliminated from the outdoor bowling match when the Capitol released a pack of Panthers on the competitors. He stopped to tell a joke, which never goes well. We have a clip.
How about a guy meets a guy in the street. He sees a fellow in the street, and he says, "Pardon me, sir." He says, "Have you seen a cop?" The guy says, "No." The fellow says, "Stick him up."
And Tony Randall is your Sniper Tower obstacle course champion after climbing the rope ladders and dodging bullets successfully, which is more than I can say for Barbara Mandrell, who is no longer with us.
Oh, what a shame, since Mandrell entered the games to represent District 12 when she volunteered to replace her sister Earlene, whose name originally came up in the lottery.
Elsewhere in the games, John Ritter, the odds-on favorite to win the log rolling competition, did not win when he slid off the log into the poisonous acid water below. But true to form, for Ritter, everybody said it was hilarious. But everyone's excited for the big Simon Says to the Death game, which is starting up right now, and we want to take you there.
Okay, Simon says put a single bullet in the chamber. Simon says spin the barrel. Simon says point it at the person next to you. Fire! I didn't say Simon says. Joyce DeWitt, you are out. And obviously Henry Winkler, since you shot him. Okay, Simon says pick up that knife. Fight! Simon didn't say. Yothers, you're out. Haggerty, out. Landisberg, out. Okay, now, Simon says fight.
So it looks like that's all the Olivia Dabo we're going to get then. Back to you, John.
Thanks, Skip. And that just about wraps up things here. We're going to score up the totals and see which network literally lives to see another day. Stay tuned for a word from our sponsor, and we'll be right back with more of the Movie Guys and special guest Joel Murray.
Hey ho, sorry that I'm not at home, but when I get the message on my telephone, you'll be the first one on my list.
Crazy Calls, a tape of 7 different songs and funny recordings for answering machines.
I am very sorry that I'm not at home to take your call.
Only $14.95.
When I will get right back to you. Leave your message at the tone.
Give someone the gift of gab for their answering machine.
Calling a friend. What you've actually done is bought a one-way ticket to the answering machine zone.
Nobody's home.
I think we need to clarify. We didn't write this awfulness. We write our own
Going to a
awfulness.
commercial in 1979.
This is a real horrible commercial.
Crazy
answering
Calls, a tape
machine
of 7
zone.
different songs and funny recordings for only $14.95.
$14.95.
This is my favorite.
To order,
Call 1-800-351-5200. Call 1-800-351-5200.
And we are back with our special guest. He is a film and TV actor, and like many guests we've had on the show, a famed Second City alumni.
Yep.
He starred in movies as varied as One Crazy Summer and God Bless America, and he is Fred Rumson on Mad Men. Joel Murray is with us, everybody.
Welcome to that last
for yourself.
Well, it's all right.
One Crazy Summer and God Bless America are very similar, actually. When you really look at it.
When we were watching, I watched God Bless America, and that was awesome. And then Paul said, "Have you ever seen One Crazy Summer?" Because I love Better Off Dead. I had never seen One Crazy Summer.
What?
I know.
Loved that movie.
Karen is like,
The dumbest. I am a huge John
Did you
Cusack
take
fan.
1986 off? I mean,
know.
How did you miss it?
And it's right up my alley. It's my kind of movie.
And it was called One Crazy Summer, and it came out like August 15th.
Oh, great marketing.
That was great marketing, I thought.
That's how insane it was. The summer starts August 15th.
The director of that movie,
Savage Steve Holland.
Yeah,
Oh, he's great.
He was on a roll. He had like 3 kind of legendary teen comedies like in a row there. But
Was he Better Off Dead?
Yeah.
Better Off Dead.
Great
and that,
movie.
And
How I got into college?
How I got into college. Yeah, and he was like 25 when we did One Crazy
Shut up.
Summer. And the whole first week was, we're going to fly you guys over to the island, and we're going to have a lobster boil, and just kind of want you to become friends, if that's cool with you guys. Like, yeah, Steve,
Yeah.
No work or anything? Just... Okay, all right, I'll bring beer. But it was really just the best time ever. It was the first thing I ever auditioned for, and
cool.
I got the part over Jeremy Piven, who was actually
They're
John
buddies.
Cusack's best friend.
Yeah, good for you.
So I thought, yeah, this is going to happen, right? And next thing you know, you went for the final audition in Hyannisport, and I stayed there for 2.5 months. So I just
never left.
I'll buy some underwear.
just partying with the cast.
Yeah, it was
Now,
really
did you come right from Chicago to that audition, or were you in L.A.? No?
Yeah, I actually went to the counter and got my first class ticket to Hyannis, to Boston, and then Hyannis. And Piven was there and had no ID. And Bern Piven, his father, his actor, was there. And you don't understand, I'm Bern Piven, and this is my son. But of course, it's his ticket. And no identification is needed. But that's how things were in
Before
1985.
9/11, you could do that.
When they actually handed you a ticket.
Yeah.
You remember going to the counter and doing the whole
Right?
get a ticket?
Now you're lucky if they even put the luggage on the belt for you instead of making you take it over to the other thing and wait another line to drop off your luggage.
Right.
Well, I definitely want to talk about more of your films later. I mean,
You mean you don't want to keep talking about the airport?
and tangent, right? That's our thing.
Yeah, sorry.
But we've got another film we want to cover, and our next one is about a father of 533 children, yet they're not calling it the Wilt Chamberlain story. It's called Delivery Man, Karen.
Every sperm is sacred. Every sperm is great.
Perfect song.
Ah, yes.
Who remembers that?
Not me.
Oh yeah.
With Delivery Man set to open this Friday, it's time to play What Life Lesson Will Vince Vaughn Learn This Month?
Affable Magazine's Man of the Year, Vince Vaughn, once again plays a 40-year-old loser whose life is in shambles. This is never a charming situation when it's me, just, waking up on a day, but somehow always charming when it's Vince Vaughn. When it's Vince Vaughn, the situation makes a good start to a movie. When it's me, it makes for a good talking to by my mom.
Vince Vaughn plays David Wozniak, who works for his dad, in debt to the mob, rejected by a pregnant girlfriend, and hounded by Nancy Grace. I would have to assume.
He receives word that he's responsible for 533 children from sperm donations. Talk about a delivery man who's been dropping loads. Boom!
Oh, dropping fucking loads all over your fucking glasses.
Ooh, I mean, he is working hard like a Domino's pizza. This delivery man comes in under 30 minutes. Sing!
1990s pop culture reference.
Not since There's Something About Mary as a movie so boldly conjured an image of a leading man masturbating so much. Pow!
Well, how the hell did you get the bees above the fry? I mean,
Most fertility clinics track the personality traits of their sperm donors and their occupations. So, what made all 533 women reach for a bottle of friendly neighborhood slacker?
On top of that, he's being sued by 142 of his sons and daughters who want to find out the identity of their father. Because how could a guy who's so hard up for money that he donates gallons of sperm not be a catch?
If David is naturally lazy, then clearly the motivation these kids had to file a lawsuit didn't come from his side of the family.
Wozniak embarks on a journey to meet his children and goes undercover father to help each of them with crucial struggles in their lives.
Luckily, Vince Vaughn is as charming as ever because no matter how many things I had on my agenda for the day, trusting a 40-year-old complete stranger I just met to pitch in and help me, that seems like a stretch.
This film is a remake of a 2011 film by the same writer and director. So it's not based on a book. Does that even make it a real movie, Lee? Does it?
No, it does not, Paul.
And since this isn't an X-Men movie, there's no way the movie will try to cover 142 characters. So we assume he'll pass up on opportunities to help the inevitable sociopath, narcissist, and serial killer that his sperm is bound to have produced, statistically. Hey, there you go. That's delivery.
And that's delivery.
Can't wait.
Once again, we have dedicated the exact amount of appropriate time for a movie.
Hey,
Yeah.
That's as much as Delivery Man should get.
We're here to inform.
Yeah,
Educate.
Vaughn's coming off a couple of so-so movies, The Watch and The Internship.
The Intern.
The Internship.
Internship?
It was.
Someone told me that was good.
Really? I
Yeah,
can get
I
where
heard
that
it
comes
was
from.
funny.
It's not, but it has some kind of easy charm about it. Not a lot of laughs, but an easy charm. So I don't know if maybe it's a romance in the
Vince
end
Vaughn.
or what.
Well, the one thing I can see about it because of The Watch, as I said, is, I mean, you can't depend on anyone more than, I mean, there's no one better than Vince Vaughn to sell the shit out of even a shitty line or whatever. I think the Watch, like, that cast sold the hell out of that. So, and I've heard he sells it in The Internship. I haven't seen it, though.
They sold it a lot harder than the guys in the Grown Ups movies.
Yeah, those guys
That's
don't.
true.
It's just me.
Not selling it
He's
as
also
hard.
coming off Lay the Favorite, which didn't do so well.
Lay the Favorite, who's in that?
I don't know, but I've been waiting by the mailbox. And nothing. No
Nothing
mailbox
yet?
money yet. No.
For the record, yeah, we're poking around Joel's IMDb, and I saw this Lay the Favorite. It's a Bruce Willis movie that kind of fell under the radar.
Yeah.
It's Bruce Willis and Vince Vaughn, or did he direct it? Did you say Vince Vaughn directed it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's
Stephen Frears. Yeah, like,
What?
The legendary
I know. How have
Stephen
we not heard
Frears.
of
Yeah.
this movie?
Oh, wow.
Written by D.V. DeSantis, old friend of John Cusack. From back in One Crazy Summer days.
Oh my gosh, full circle.
Piven guy can't catch a break.
Goes back to Chicago.
All of his other friends are making money. No, but that film opens up with Joel and Rebecca Hall doing a fancy striptease
Yeah,
in
she's
her
all
underwear.
upside
But
down.
oh my, I had a thing for Rebecca Hall,
Yeah.
so I enjoyed that
She's
scene.
really
very
nice
much.
and really cute. And,
Oh, that's what I meant to say. She's
likable.
very nice.
But they flew me to
That's
New
what I
Orleans.
heard,
They flew
Paul.
me across country for a lap dance. And like,
Fantastic.
nobody in New Orleans could get a lap dance. They couldn't find a guy.
I watched that little bit of that scene, and I have to tell you, for a guy who's getting a lap dance from a crazy hot chick, you're very charming about it. You're very lovely about it.
You want to be polite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joel, you know
Gentlemen.
the secret, right? To lap dances?
No.
Eye contact.
Oh. Well, right.
Then how
right,
can
right.
you see anything?
I get too nervous to look anywhere else.
Well, you make eye contact, they start rubbing. If you start objectifying them, then they're just for show.
You're like typical.
Yeah, but you lock on right here, boom.
You want to be that special guy.
You know what the
in
key
their
is to
lives.
lap dances?
Yes.
$30?
No, I'm too cheap. Just don't even. Why bother? It's how much do you pay for the dick tease? I don't know. It's not for me.
But the great thing is your lap dance was by a super hot woman who probably doesn't have
And
any
I got
diseases.
paid for
and
it.
You got paid.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think you're a winner.
And I was drinking real margaritas.
Were you
So,
really? I
yeah.
saw that you gave her one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
You got paid for a lap dance. That's a rarity.
And
for
flown
a-
across
for
country.
a male. Yeah,
It's because I had eye contact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to watch the rest of the thing though, because Willis, Vaughn, that's a good cast. I'd watch that. And Stephen Frears directed one of the greatest movies of the last 10 years, in The Queen. That movie is absolutely fantastic.
Wait, the same guy directed The Queen?
I know.
All right, now I'm putting
but
it
this guy
together.
also directed The Grifters.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, with everybody's favorite John Cusack, right?
love the John Cusack.
And the guy's styles are all over the place. So he's good at all
Did
of them.
Piven get a part in The Grifters? Or was
Probably
he
not.
Also locked out
Probably
of that
not.
one.
I had a part in
Son
that
of a
one.
Good thing that he had his TV show lately, or I'd feel really bad for him.
I was going to say, when is that guy going to get a major TV show, except for the one he was just in?
Exactly.
So Delivery Man, I mean, he
Yeah.
went with the Wozniak name. Is it just
Isn't
to-
that- I
to
thought
That was
smarten
kind of
it up?
weird, right?
Yeah,
I
that-
thought
To
that
make it
was...
seem brighter? I don't know.
I don't know, because I know Kathy Griffin was sort of dating Wozniak, and I just couldn't imagine having sex with him at all, ever. Why?
I can't imagine
You
having
mean
sex
the
with Kathy
Wozniak
Griffin.
from Apple?
From Apple, yeah.
yeah.
That name, why would you use that name?
It seems kind of,
Yeah.
identified.
I've only heard that name one place, and it's
One place.
the Wozniak.
Yeah.
Well, the
right?
other option was Roger Starbuck. So something really generic like that. Yeah.
You know, that's the name of the original film.
I was going to say that.
It's called Starbuck. Starbuck, not
Oh,
Starbuck.
Starbuck. Yeah,
but,
Starbuck.
Starbuck.
Yeah. So
Starbucks. Not as popular a coffee chain.
So you,
Just as many, well, happy
offspring?
customers.
I was
Yeah.
wondering where that was going.
Going somewhere with that. Oh, we'll be right back.
Well, yeah, that's all right. We'll start doing this.
No,
in
before
time.
you were talking about the ins and outs of sperm donation.
I was just theorizing.
Yes.
So because that's something
The
can they
ins and outs, mostly outs.
with that can a place hang on to like 533 sperms for lack of a
I
better
like how
word?
you're pretending you don't know.
I don't.
Yeah.
I've never donated.
I
Have you
think
ever
you
done
can
it?
get
Let's
paid.
go on the
No,
table
You
just
can make-
first.
No. Supposedly you can do it for money if you're hard up in movies, but I don't know
Yeah,
anybody
yeah,
that actually
totally.
has.
I should be
I
a
didn't
millionaire by now.
Oh, you're so
Yeah. So do they get rid of them all like that? How long can you hang on to them? Do you freeze them? I mean, does
Joel,
anyone know
we
any of
defer
that
to
shit?
you.
You're
I
here.
have no freaking idea. I'm a pure plasma donor.
Pays better probably
Skip
too,
it.
right?
Yeah, $8.
Yeah.
No, I have no idea on that one. Sorry.
All right. I didn't know if there was an expiration date on sperm or what. If they
Well, you were lucky enough to get cast in One Crazy Summer in your prime sperm donation years
Oh,
anyway.
Yeah, that's
Hey, yeah, you
definitely
didn't
the right
need the money.
time.
But I was busy, so I didn't get to donate as much as I would
a
have liked to.
clam bake. What the hell are you talking about?
It was a clam bake. Just for a couple of years there, I was living on a clam bake. There was more clam.
Now, the premise to this
Tell me
movie
what I think it means.
seems to be here's something you should not have, other than I've given it to you, then don't look at it. There's that clip in the preview where he's like, here's an envelope. Whatever you do, don't look in the envelope that you wouldn't have otherwise. I gave
The
it
whole
to you.
movie won't
With all
happen
the
unless you
kids
do, but
names.
Whatever you
don't
do,
look at it.
don't open that envelope unless you want the movie to occur.
And he looks, and now we have to watch
Yeah.
the damn movie.
But Vince Vaughn, he's one of those plain old gosh darn likable figures of the silver screen, to where his character in Delivery Man is described as affable. Now we were wondering if it's just comes natural or if he had some help. Then we found a commercial from the acting school that he credits with his performance style. Let's play that spot now and see how that goes.
We've got to make a plan or all is lost. Ah, damn, I'm a terrible actor.
Hey there, need some help?
Yeah, I do. And why do I feel such a sense of implicit trust in telling you that?
It's because I trained at Buddy Chum's Affable Acting School, and now you can too. Have you ever wondered why you felt you just wanted to hang out with Paul Rudd, shoot the shit with Jason Segel, or sit around the public park with Ryan Reynolds? It's because they're all graduates of the Affable Acting School.
I used to be in such a hurry, worrying that I needed to take charge of a situation all the time. But after the class at the Affable Acting School, people started treating me like a real pal, just wanting to chill or have me move in with them.
The Affable Acting School will help you to engender trust, like the great masters of on-screen companionship.
I used to have a terrible habit of chewing scenery, but my first 8-week course, Intro to Lovable Mellowness, taught me to develop a complacent backstory that helped me blend in like wallpaper in almost any situation. Now when my character loses his job, he doesn't go into a funk. He finally writes that comic book that's been bubbling up inside of him for all these years.
Buddy Chum's Affable Acting School can take you from Mickey Rourke to John Krasinski in no time. But it's not just for guys. Women, too, can find a sociable coziness enjoyed by some of the silver screen's most urbane performers.
I used to look at Emma Stone and Zooey Deschanel and thought that such home-cooked geniality was something that Hollywood had to manufacture by a computer. But now, thanks to Buddy Chums, I found a charming pleasantness that could make Rachel McAdams seem like a total bitch.
And it won't just help you in your acting. After our other classes like Beginning Copacetic Amicability, Introduction to Geniality, and Advanced Disarming Charm, you'll go from a Type A to a Type A.
Life's too short. Why make your co-stars and friends respect you out of fear when you can make them think that you probably have a hot tub and know how to ski?
The Affable Acting School also utilizes advanced techniques and costuming so that you'll find your character that's not sweating the small stuff and stay that way all day long.
We've got to make a plan or all is lost!
Here, try this hoodie, backwards baseball cap, and pair of Chuck Taylors, and try it again.
Sure, we need a plan, but what is this, the end of the world? Let's grab some coffee and a muffin and think this through.
Buddy Chum's Affable Acting School, but don't take my word on it. Just listen to our graduate, Joel Murray.
Oh, sure, I could give you a glowing testimonial, but why don't you sit down and share half of this fantastic pizza I've found, and I'll give you some inside stories about Scrooged.
I'm sold. Call today.
You know, you're such a graduate. There was a twinkle in your eye as you said
I got
that.
a twitch.
You had a little twitch.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Did you have a stroke, Joel?
I don't have...
Please don't.
Did you see any live bugs on my
I find
eyelashes?
you quite affable. I think Joel's very affable.
Oh, well,
Have you ever been described as affable,
Yeah.
Joel?
I have been, in reviews even. Affable.
How do you take that?
Half affable.
Affable.
How do I take that? It's better than some of the things I've been said.
Do you pay much attention to your reviews?
I used to try to not notice them, but working with Bobcat Goldthwait, he was like, "Yeah, I was ego surfing last night, and I saw this. Yeah, I was ego surfing yesterday, and I'm like, you ego surf every morning, don't you?" And so it kind of got me looking things up, and so now I read some of them. I got really ticked off at a reviewer from Orlando, this guy who just gave me the horrible review for God Bless America, and I found him on Facebook, and I made mention that, you're kind of a dick for a living. You shouldn't really post pictures of your family and children. Anyway.
Oh.
No,
So when
I didn't go all the way there, but that's where I wanted to go.
Yeah, but
that was in a
should,
parentheses in what you after what you actually
considering what movie he just saw,
Yeah.
you should back off.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
So when you're reading a review, though, is there any moment where you say, he's kind of got a point there, that didn't go too well? Or, because I've never really heard an actor go, no, he's spot on.
Oh, no, I've been in some bad things
Yeah.
where I'm like, yeah, damn straight. Yeah.
Because I've
Should
never
have been
read
more the affable Murray than the rough. Exactly. No,
I was going to say, I on this very note, I just auditioned. We did Bunny Bunny, the Gilda Radner play in 2005, and I got a lot of great reviews. But one of the reviews said that I didn't go for the edge where Gilda would go as much, because there's a whole part of her that obviously was fighting cancer and was being nasty when she was sick, and I just didn't see that in her in 2005 because I love her to death. But when I re-auditioned I just auditioned for the play last week, there was one scene with her and Alan, and it was getting a little more personal and a little deeper. And this time I went there, and I got a call back. And I think it's because I paid attention to the review, and I actually challenged myself to try to find yet another angle.
Well, yeah. And,
You know?
and people that say they don't watch their work, like, how are you going to learn anything? I don't understand
Game
that.
tapes, right?
But
It's just
yeah,
like
exactly.
a baseball or football team.
You got to watch film, especially when it's your business. But I don't understand that one. But yeah, you learn stuff and think, well, I don't want to be told, I was that again. So you avoid that the next time, and then you get accused of being something else.
Right, and then you have to fix that. But also, you can also find what is a running theme and audition for those roles. You probably don't have that problem, but for us, we have to find our type really specifically out here, especially in LA. In Chicago, you were allowed to act and do a bunch of different roles. Here, they want you to just kind of find your thing, and then you do that.
Right.
And the best way to find that is to get feedback from what people say.
Do you get that? Do people say, we need this Joel Murray?
Oh yeah, no, I was just a sitcom guy. You can't do anything else, and it's all by and tickets, no matter where you are. You just got to keep trying and putting your head against the wall. I mean, you look at some people that I used to laugh at, like Whoopi Goldberg was always just panicked that she wasn't going to ever work again.
Right.
And has she been out of work a day of your life?
No, she's always somewhere. Like right now, I think she's on TV, right?
Yeah, The View for a number of years.
The View,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
But I mean, wherever you are in your career, it's just a life of insecurity and rejection.
You do not choose.
That's what we chose.
Yeah.
Turns out you don't have to be an actor to be insecure.
No.
I prove that every day.
He has a real job and he's insecure.
Might as well be insecure for profit.
Yeah, exactly. Might as well work in corporate America and be insecure.
Well, the only difference is we get most days off.
Yeah.
That and get to sleep in, unless we have to get up for an audition, in which case I try to move it until later.
So you're friends with Whoopi Goldberg is what I heard there.
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
I've met her though. Yeah, she's very nice actually.
Did she express to you her concern about working?
Yeah, she was complaining about something. One of the few times I met her back when she was doing Baghdad Cafe, a short-lived TV show, she was like, "Man, if this doesn't go well, I mean, what am I going to do then?" Like,
she had an Oscar by then, right?
Yeah. I think she's also one of the only. There's like 11 people that have all of the Tony and the Oscar and the EPOC. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
it's
the
kind
Emmy.
of EGOG or something. It's got a
like
name.
that.
Yeah, Emmy,
Grammy, Tony, Oscar.
Yeah.
EGOT.
EGOT.
That's
She's
it.
an EGOT. There aren't many.
Yeah.
Now, to give a proper introduction to what we just referenced was the God Bless America, the Bob Goldthwait film that
I was in that.
That you are the lead
Yeah,
in.
you
I just want to
carry
say, if it wasn't for, I think, some inherent affability,
Yep.
that is a tough role. For anybody that doesn't know, that's listening to this, it is about a guy who basically lives out the revenge fantasies that all of us have while watching reality television and
24-hour news.
24-hour news and
shock radio.
Finally, some guy stops having fantasies of pulling out a gun and shooting.
goes and kills that little brat on my Super Sweet 16.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
From point blank range.
Yeah, and he doesn't even flinch.
And I don't think
And everybody kind of is happy about it.
Yeah.
It's a feel good. It's a movie about kindness through massive violence.
Well, your speech at the end, whenever you go and you, I don't want to give it away.
Yeah,
but,
don't spoil.
But he gives a speech and he talks about everything you were doing was out of kindness and thinking about other people.
Yeah, we've lost our kindness, right?
Mhm.
That's what's- yeah.
Well, most of the people you take out is because they're mean.
Yeah.
They're just not nice.
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah, it was a interesting precipice to walk in the fact that you had to be a murderer and likable. And Bobcat somehow saw me as the guy, and he was laid up. He was having back surgery, so I brought him over the first 3 seasons of Mad Men because I said, people always tell me, "Oh, I was wildly sick. I had spinal meningitis, but I caught up on Mad Men."
Yeah, totally.
They
So I brought
Yeah.
him over, and somewhere through season 2, he turned to his wife, or his wife turned to him and said, Joel should be Frank. And
Oh, that's great.
He's like, oh, yeah. So he sent me the script, and I was like, yeah, it's a great script, Bob. You want me to be the guy in the office? And he's like, no, Frank. The guy? Yeah, the guy.
Oh, I see. He wanted you to be the guy talking to that guy.
But that's what I thought.
Yeah, no.
But turns out I was the guy.
Your co-star was great too. She's fantastic.
Oh, Tara Lynn Barr.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
she's
was-
a theater actress, from Orange County, and she's really great.
Great.
And, listening, and as compared to a girl you could have gotten, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There's one right over. What?
Yeah. Just yap. But she was really great. Fabulous.
Anyway, she was great, and I thought that I could buy the fact that she would shoot someone.
Yeah, she was nutso.
Yeah, I
we
thought
went
that
to the
was awesome.
range, and surprisingly, Bob's kind of a gun nut, and
Really?
But we went to the range a few times before we started shooting, and she was like, kind of getting off on firing the gun.
She
and,
was great.
She really enjoyed it.
Yeah, the whole Bonnie and Clyde thing was really cool. I also like the fact that I love the fact that your character was hanging out with a 17-year-old, someone underage, and you weren't creepy.
No, that was
great.
Yeah,
Just treat her like another adult who
He
wants
really
to
did.
take revenge.
And he was just treating her like a person.
Well, he was at the end. I mean, you were at the end. You just needed someone to listen to your...
That was cool.
Because no one else around Frank is listening to him.
Right. Bob made the joke that, the characters I've been playing lately can tell the caliber of a gun by the taste. But so, yeah, I had a gun in my mouth for much of the beginning of the movie.
That was really creepy to watch you like that. I didn't like that.
I didn't like it either.
Yeah, did you have actor experiences where you went to a dark place and then got off the set, started yelling at people and had...
No, I was affable on the set. But no, I had one of my best friends actually blew his head off with a gun in his mouth right before we started shooting. So it was a very dark place to go, and that was handy.
Wow.
You know,
as your wife, it would have bothered me to see you with a gun in your mouth.
I shot her. She was the second bullet in the movie.
Oh, really?
That's my
That
wife.
was her?
Yeah. In the office. So that's always good for your relationship.
Good for you. Did she get? Oh, she even wore the thing that exploded.
Yeah,
if I remember.
We call that a squib.
She wore a squib.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, wouldn't that be fun to have a squib?
Yeah. Well, it's fun to shoot your wife.
Don't
Right,
listen
OJ?
to him.
Anyway.
I wear squibs around
a stapler.
I wear squibs around the office, so when people come over with bad news, I just explode my chest. I can't get you the TPS report by 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Joel, I want to ask you the question we ask every guest who comes on the show. What's your favorite movie of all time?
Of all time?
Yep. It doesn't necessarily have to be the best movie of all time.
Just know, Joel, there is a wrong answer, so think about it.
Yeah.
But your favorite?
The one that makes me feel the best.
Well, we'll talk about how you get to this
all right,
decision.
So I'm going to be just told I'm wrong.
No, not at all.
I really like the Philadelphia Story.
That is a tough movie to watch over and over.
You can't watch.
You don't watch it every night, but I just every time it comes on, I like that.
I mean, that's a tough movie to watch.
He thinks he meant Philadelphia, right?
Yeah, you think?
No, I did.
Or Philadelphia Experiment. You get out of here.
I can already tell when he's on the wrong track. Is
that why you do the wrong answer
As soon
joke?
as he said that, I was like,
because
he thinks he meant Philadelphia.
I did.
You're going to say the wrong
No,
answer.
the
'cause I
Philadelphia
won't know.
Story is
a completely different
An
movie.
old school Cary Grant.
Philadelphia
Grant.
Day would be rough.
He has aged every night.
Katharine Hepburn.
And it turns out that's the right answer,
Yeah.
Joel.
Oh, okay. And another one, I'm, and it's almost the season, but I could watch White Christmas a couple times a year.
Oh,
And
there's
the
nothing-
holidays don't start
Yeah.
till White Christmas, and I think Danny Kaye was just freaking hysterical in that movie.
It's
Just
and when they do
kills me.
snow, I love that. And they do snow.
Isn't that amazing that there's
Snow.
that's the only holiday
Here
with
with
so
snow.
many movies to it. Oh, I don't want to interrupt.
No, it's the greatest that
But
scene.
it's amazing to me.
my hands and feet in snow.
Because I mean, I love that when there's a holiday. Well, Halloween, of course, because you got horror movies. But Christmas, there's all the Christmas specials. I
Yeah.
mean, that is like it is wall to wall when I go home for Christmas. It's just you watch every Christmas movie, watch all the classics. Scrooged has always been
Oh,
For some
shut up.
people.
Yeah,
one.
Scrooge is
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Because I mean, I grew up watching Scrooged. It was
Yeah.
just always.
I was
on.
working in a movie theater then, so I saw that movie a
Yeah.
lot. And I loved all the movies I saw a lot. I loved that era. All the 87 stuff, Princess Bride and Lethal Weapon and Raising Arizona and whatever came out in 80, like Platoon. I'm that guy. I would go in and watch Platoon when I was off
Platoon
of
over
work.
and over?
It's depressing as hell, but it's such a great movie. I had to
Yes,
go
you'd
back
watch
in and
Philadelphia.
watch it.
Yes, he'd watch it over and over.
Now, so you say you got some inside scoops on Scrooged?
On Scrooged? Oh, not really.
Oh,
Okay.
all
Just
Because
did
that's-
that was a bit we were doing.
You were doing.
Yeah, yeah.
He was
Okay.
acting.
Now, I wonder if he
was
actually
acting.
had something there. But because that's the weird thing about that movie has always been that Richard Donner is a very strange choice for that movie, and I heard it was a bit of a trouble production because he wasn't a comedy director, but he was
One of
doing
my favorite moments in that movie was, Eddie Murphy and Arsenio were shooting Coming to America on one set, and then you got Buddy Hackett and all these Dickensian people all dressed up as Dickens characters coming here, and they're going both ways. And over in the corner was the guy from, I'm not a big Trekkie, but the greenish pale guy from the Next Generation, whatever, Star Trek, sitting there having a cigarette with this look of total disdain.
Data?
Like, look at these guys. What is this? It just kind of cracked me up. You couldn't encapsulate it in a photograph.
It's a weird Hollywood only photo.
Yeah.
Sounds very Hollywood, that whole scene.
But February 29th, on Leap Day, all four Murray brothers worked on the movie, which was kind of,
Oh, that's
the
kind of
last,
wow.
probably the
cool.
last time all four of us actually worked on the same day, because we don't work much. But
Oh, I wanted to ask about that now. There are
cool.
other Murray brothers who aren't in the business, right? Because Brian, John, Bill, and Joel.
Right.
And then there's two others who aren't. Is it kind of like the Farleys? Because the Farleys, they have a couple of brothers who aren't in the
Right.
business as well.
the bean counters.
Right, exactly.
My brother Ed was a Morgan Stanley guy for a forever, investment guy. And my brother Andy was a chef, and he runs our Murray Brothers Caddy Shack down in St. Augustine, Florida.
cool.
Karen is wearing the hat.
Karen is wearing the hat.
Today.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's like the third Manning brother. There's Eli and Peyton, and then there's another
Shlomo,
one,
right?
who's selling insurance
Zeppo,
in
Gummo.
Nebraska somewhere.
I was telling Paul that your sister's a nun, but she also does a show about a nun.
She travels the world as Catherine of Siena, a 16-year-old saint. She's like, I'm going to say 65, 66.
She's only your sister,
She's
Joel. You might want to know.
A 16-year-old saint. And
So not in the business,
and
but
there's
still
no
performing.
script either. It's
She's just improvising it?
Well, there's stuff, but
Have you
she
seen
kinda
it?
comes
Come
in
on.
and engages the room, and it could be 40 minutes, and it could be 2.5 hours, and God forbid you're there for the 2.5 hours. But
She just channels it.
it's utterly amazing. It just somehow Catherine of Siena comes into her.
Is
and
Catherine of Siena funny?
Sometimes she's funny.
She gauges the room. Karen.
Sometimes she's doing a scene with like 4 characters in it, and she's doing all the voices, and you're just going,
Wait, are you sure your sister's not crazy?
well, she's a nun. I mean, how do you become a nun at 18? And
Well, grow up with you and your crazy clan. That's how you do it.
We had a very small house.
How
and,
rowdy must that house have been when you guys were kids?
Well,
Yeah, and I wanted to include the question: were your parents funny?
Oh yeah, your parents must have been a hoot.
They were very. My grandfather was really funny. My father was funny. He had a dry sense of humor. My mother was Edith Bunker. She had a different sense of humor, but she would say stuff, and you didn't know if she was trying to be funny or not. And then you realize, oh, she was actually doing that on purpose. But our dining room table was, whatever, the training ground for a lot of us. And yeah, they were funny, and they had to have a sense of humor. I don't know, putting up with us.
I mean,
There are 9 total?
That's a lot of boys.
9 kids. Yeah.
Mostly boys, except
Yeah.
for the one sister who's
In
a crazy nun.
cold-ass Illinois?
Cold-ass.
Damn, so that means you're
just
inside
north
most
of
of
Cold-ass.
It's not like, in other places like here where you can spread out and be outside. You're stuck
No,
inside.
you're in there. Right.
You're in there.
We had, like, when you think about sitting on a couch with 9 or 11 people, depending, watching TV.
Yeah.
Everybody had their, like there's 4 seats in the couch itself. There's
Right.
3 people who sit in front of the people on the couch. There's 2 people that sit on the back of the couch.
Right.
And there's a couple people that kind of wedge in on arm pieces. But those were legitimate seats, and you'd save
the arm
those every time you
pieces?
got up. Yeah,
Wait, were you the baby? Were you picked on?
I wasn't spoiled. I was picked on. I'm glad I
Uh-huh.
have all my hair because I have a lot of marks up there. But I wasn't necessarily picked on or spoiled. But I had great hand-me-downs.
Oh, all right.
Tons of them.
You had tons of clothes.
Tons of them. Yeah.
Except
And you never got to choose what you watched on TV. Right?
Oh, no. No, there's no way.
I still don't.
I've seen epic fights between just a brother and a sister over that. 9.
And also, because I had just 2 older brothers, but I had to learn little tricks like when you have pizza, the pizza will come, and I didn't know at first. I would take one piece and I'd go away and I'd eat it slowly.
And
I'd
it's
come back and it's gone. So I had to learn you take a couple at one time and then you hoard it over in the corner and you eat your pizza.
Or you lick the others, right? Did you do the licking?
Of course.
The Saxton brothers would come home with like a sack of McDonald's, and they'd all lick the burgers, and then you're done. I'll be back for those later.
No. That's awful.
Did that technique happen in the Murray household?
I'm just reminded, my nephew one time, we were at Royal Chessman, which was the best pizza I've ever had, and it was our hometown. And my nephew actually threw up on the pizza. And my other nephew all of a sudden looks at it and goes, and gets the one piece that there was no vomit touching. And my brother Johnny and I just looked at each other and goes, wow, that was fast.
You were all eyeballing that piece.
Yeah.
I bet he's had to do it before. Oh, my God.
I guess, yeah.
I've been here before. I know how to.
I know how this works.
This is probably a troubling question, but who's the best golfer?
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we play the game.
What day, right?
On any given Monday. Yeah. No, we all grew up caddying and golfing. My brother Ed was really good, but he's old now, and he's got knee troubles and stuff, so it's anybody's game at this point. And Billy's kind of the poster boy for ADD. He can eagle a hole and then quadruple the next because, hey, did you see that mountain, man? That's fabulous. We got to take the time to learn the name of all these trees. Joel, you got the time. Seriously, learn the names of these and the Latin names too, because you should do that.
Kind of a dig there too, right? In a way, like you get all this time, right?
Just
Oh yeah,
supporting.
no,
Yeah,
it's
he's
always
giving you
Getting in your
some
skin, under your head, in your head.
Oh, during the game. Didn't you play with one of his brothers?
I played with Brian in a charity event once.
That must have been fabulous.
Well, my friend Justin bid on it in a silent auction.
I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. But you're up.
God, he makes you want to
go ahead and hit, though.
Murray,
Ready, go.
Oh, I honestly just sat there listening to stories while people are waiting to golf or putt or whatever. He's just telling stories. I'm like, I could listen to these stories all day because me and Justin, we sucked. We're not good.
It was charity.
And I think I know, but I think even the guy who ran the country club that we were at, who kind of ponied up the whole thing, said, round of golf with Brian Doyle Murray. After a while, I was like, we got to move this game along. You guys are horrible. We're putting them out from the trees.
You were
into the
trying.
We just wanted to go play.
Do you think Brian hated
Brian.
that? Do you think you wanted to just kill them because they
Oh,
couldn't
he
play?
doesn't have much patience for anything, really. Yeah.
No, he was perfectly charming the whole time. And so was the guy from the club. But for a while there, it seemed like he was kind of like, I think we're done here.
Ted Knight?
And
Ted Knight
we
was
had
charming?
Like 8 holes left. I think we're done. Yeah.
Oh,
But it was
Brian's
totally
great.
fun.
He's my godfather and my brother, which happens in big Irish families.
That's funny.
It depends. You might have annoyed the hell out of him. Maybe not. It all depends on medication levels.
Didn't
and
suffer
things like
his
that.
game any.
No.
His game was great.
He was probably trying to get over with,
was
so
there
he
to
was trying to
play.
get a hole in one all the
Yeah.
time and get out of there.
He's
So
got
Paul
a very
told me-
smooth, steady swing.
Yeah.
Paul told me you're a Second City alumni, which makes I'm the only one that's never been to Second City or done any of that.
You're the only one with the real job, too.
Exactly.
Have you noticed?
I commute.
Yeah, he wears shirts with collars. Well, you have a collared shirt on just today.
borrowed it.
But no sleeves, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't count.
We had Mitch Rouse in here as a guest once, and
He's got great hair.
he
He has
doesn't it make
great
you sick?
hair.
Rub it in,
You
rub
have
it
great
in.
hair. You have a lot of hair, dude.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But he, because he was coming on, we watched
Sorry,
this
Lee.
Merck and Penal
Oh, yeah.
pilot. Saw you
yeah.
in that too.
Yeah, you were in
Brian
that.
and
Brian and I are in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and a whole
Doing
a
mime
veritable
work.
host of
Tons of
Second
Second
City.
City.
Yeah, TJ and
Yeah.
Who
Dave
was your
Pasquazi.
cast when you were at Second City? You did main stage, obviously.
Well, I came in at the end of one regime. Came in and Bonnie Hunt and Mike Myers and Aaron Freeman and people were there. And then Del Close was rumored to come back, and he kind of cleaned house and created his own company that was Dave Pasquazi, myself, Tim Meadows, Chris Farley, Joe
Handpicked?
Liss, Judith Scott, and Holly Wartell, the fabulous Holly Wartell.
Cool.
But it was just the best time ever.
That
It was
is
really
a
fun.
talented bunch.
It's
I
an
mean,
amazing
everybody
place.
went on to something.
Something.
Yeah.
You're
To
here.
greatness.
Aren't you so excited?
Yeah.
Whee!
Yeah. Joe Liss hasn't been in the Admirals Club.
That's
I'll tell you
right.
that right
There
now.
you go.
Tim Meadows hasn't.
We always joked, even then, that Joe Liss is going to have like the most amazing career when he's 65, because all of his characters were always, hey there, pal, but they're all older
Right.
people.
He's going to grow into the characters.
Yeah, he's going to kick ass when he's 60.
Now, I want to speak on behalf of, in here we all have favorite things. Karen's Saturday Night Live. Lee loves Tom Cruise. Adam's comic book guy.
Oh yeah.
I know. The big
Yeah.
Tom Cruise lover
Done.
over here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know.
Have you seen Jack Reacher? Are you a believer?
A Reacher believer?
He said no.
Are you a Reacher believer? That was the failed ad campaign for that, I think.
Yeah, that's why I didn't make any money. I'm the Pixar guy, so I got to bring up Monsters
yeah.
University.
Oh.
These guys are some of my favorite filmmakers work in Pixar. And Monsters University, he played a monster named, I think I got the name right, Don Carlton.
Oh, yeah.
First of all,
Oh, there it is.
how funny is the monster named Don Carlton? That's just a funny,
And he
right out of the
wears a
gate, that's
sweater.
funny.
He's so cute.
And he's like a used car salesman. I mean, it's just too funny.
That's awesome.
I saw
All
it
right,
twice.
Don.
Well,
I saw it twice.
the company downsized, so I decided to go back to school and learn the computers.
I love that he's from like the Midwest.
Upper, from the Upper Peninsula there. It was so much fun, and you don't audition for Pixar movies. They
Oh, you
just
don't?
call
Just
you. It's
pick
like
you.
the mafia. They just call you.
Dude.
Yeah, we'd like you to do a job for us. And once you do a job for us, you're going to be in the family. But supposedly, once you do one, you keep getting parts in all the future ones. And I'm like, hell yeah.
Bring it
And
on.
it's fantastic. And the campus, the fact that they call work a campus, I don't know where you work, but it's got swimming pools and volleyball courts, and lacrosse breaks out at lunchtime, and people are doing yoga and all this.
No, mine's more of
Do
a
you-
compound.
Do you have?
Less of a campus, more of a compound.
It's crazy. And then
That's cool.
everybody kind of has their own office thing that they've done, and there's all these hidden bars in Pixar as well. And because I was Freddie Rumsen on Mad Men, all these guys are like, you got to have a drink in my bar.
Oh,
and
right.
they would have a secret panel on the back of their little cubicle, and you go back, and they've got like a snug as big as this area that we're in right here, with just like 15 different types of bourbon and scotches and everything. You know, this is great. So you do this every day at work?
See, that's what keeps them loose and keeps them creative.
But they're very strong on you must play a certain amount of the day.
Oh, that's so important.
Yeah.
Shows. It shows in the work that it's
completely
very
shows.
playful.
And they
love that
rewrite
movie.
and test screen and rewrite. And,
Yeah, did you re-record a bunch of times, like for rewrites and stuff? Or
Yeah,
did you,
it went on for like 2.5 years.
Really?
And the
awesome.
first couple times, you go up to San Francisco and they put you up in the nicest hotel you could think of, and then the next time, like, maybe I'd like to stay at the Francis Drake this time, or the St. Francis or whatever, or top of the Mark. How about the Mark Hopkins? Sure, any hotel I would name. I want one of those bay-to-bay rooms at the Mondrian. Okay.
Wow.
It's really
The money,
first
though,
class.
the money they got. I mean, the marketing alone, the merchandising, I should say, from Cars and Toy Story, those guys can put
Do
you
you
up.
have? I
They
was
put
gonna
you up wherever
ask,
they
do they have a little doll or a
Yeah,
tour of
I
you?
got some stuff.
How cool!
Yeah,
that is cool.
See, we
But
used to
it's
make
made
the
$750 million.
Yeah, third biggest movie of the year.
Yeah,
behind the Despicable Me and Iron Man.
Whenever
so
there's
more
a-
money than Man of Steel.
Whenever there's an animated movie out, we always make the joke that you get to work in your pajamas. Please tell me that's true, Joel.
I don't know anybody that's done a voiceover gig that they've actually shown up in their pajamas.
You're ruining it for all of us.
But you always had to go to a place, so you couldn't just record it at home and send it in, or
In your
whatever. Not
closet.
at home, but like here in LA, you always had to go up to San Francisco to do the recording.
No, I did some of it at Disney here, but the longer sessions I did at Pixar, and then the shorter ones I did there. But they also have cameras on you. And they've got a lot of equipment going on because, like, sometimes Don Carlton would have the same,
Just gonna ask you
mouth
about
would be
that.
sliding this way, and like, hey, that's me. You know?
Did they would watch you and then they would animate from you? Did you know what your character looked like before you started the voice, or did they come up with that as you did it?
It was a work in progress. It was funny. In the beginning, you saw a drawing of your character, and the next time, your character had kind of scales, and the next time, your scales and tentacles, and then, it was always progressing, and they kept showing almost every time I did it the same scene, and you'd get to see how many layers they had put on that scene since the last time you'd been there, and like, wow.
That's the painstaking part. I saw someone working in Maya, I guess it is the software for that. Frame by frame, like minuscule movement by minuscule movement, making all those characters move and everything. It's crazy.
Have you guys seen the movie?
I have not seen the Monsters Inc.
great.
University.
Don't find out anything
yeah, I've
about
seen
it.
the
It's
Inc., not
really
the
clever.
University.
Back to form after the
Really
Cars
clever.
2, which was a bit of a sidestep for them.
I watched Inc. like 3 times waiting before. I do this all the time before like a movie's coming out to the sequel. So I'll either watch all the movies before it and then not go see the movie somehow.
Because you wasted all your time trying
I know.
to catch up.
I get all psyched and then I don't actually make it to the theater.
But now there's one more movie I want to talk about that you were in, Best Picture.
Oh, yes. All right. Now, you
right.
were...
I have had a good life.
You've had a really good life. We're going to remind you about your awesome life. So you
Sometimes
were
you
in
need
an
us to
Academy
remind you.
Award-winning picture, The Artist, which
So cool.
I love The Artist. And you worked with one of my favorite actors in that. And I don't mean to be a jerk, but I just want to know what it's like to work with Uggie.
He's a pro.
Right?
He's really good. And he's a schizo. No,
is he a
I've worked
schizo?
with 4 dogs, I think.
There were 4 Uggies?
Yeah. But they're all really good. But I that was one of these things where the agent calls and says, "Yeah, I got an audition for you. It's Friday at 5:45 in Hollywood." And I live on the west side. Like,
Oh, it's so
really?
hard on the
Could
west
I-
side to go back
could
and
I
forth.
possibly come a little earlier? No, that's the only time to see me.
Yeah.
Oh, what's it for then? It's a French silent black and white
Ooh, they're
film.
selling you on it.
And I'm
Yeah.
Seriously?
And you do a scene with a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I said if I didn't have a Vespa scooter, so I could
Shut up. You
zigzag.
have a Oh, that's Vespa? great.
I have 2. If I couldn't zigzag to the audition, I wouldn't have gone. And so I went, and it's just this goofy audition where the guy's like, "Okay, now a bird is flying over. How would you?" Oh. I like the way you look at a bird. Okay, now a dog is tugging at your foot, but you don't like that. No, no.
You're
Okay.
great with the dog in that.
And
I loved it.
And the first whole day I worked was nothing but first it was 100-yard wind sprints, and then it was like 50-yard wind sprints. And I just ran in the
Because you have to follow him.
The wool police suit with, the 1921 Air Jordan boots.
Right.
The most uncomfortable, no heel on them, no sole on them, but just running and running and running. And, okay, now I want you to run from here to là. And, seriously?
Seriously? Again?
And I thought about the other guys in the audition room going, that guy would have died. This guy would have died.
They picked you because they could kill you slowly on the set.
I think he might live. And then I have to rescue. I don't want to ruin the movie for you.
Don't want to ruin it.
But I have to rescue Jean.
You have to pick him up
and I was expecing LeBeau from Hogan's Heroes, a little tiny Frenchman. But this big Frenchman. He was like my size. And I had to pick him up and carry him out of the fire.
Right.
And this is and there was real fire all around you. And the first take, real fire about this high.
Mm-hmm.
Next take, real fire about this high. That's a bit much, isn't it? I'm just worried about the dog. Don't get me wrong, but
and it's smoky.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
And they were actually burning real film on the ground.
Yeah.
What?
So it was stinky, right?
Can't be healthy.
It would have to be stinky.
I would have to think that wasn't healthy.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Not healthy at all.
They'd have to put up a sign at least. Something like that.
No, I loved that movie and I love that dog.
The first time I saw it, and it was one of those days you never have, but we were up in Toronto for the film festival, Toronto TIFF, and I got invited to go see the first time I saw it, and it was at a theater that was about 2,000 people.
Oh, wow.
To see it in silent, beautiful old school theater, like John Wilkes Booth's seats on the side, and the perfect place to see that.
Right.
And then I got to see God Bless America that night at the midnight showing.
Cool.
2,000 drunk college students in Canada, and it was
two perfect screenings.
It is two perfect screenings.
It was a very good day.
The Academy
awesome.
got it right that year, and then last year with Argo, I think they're getting it right.
Yeah.
The artist was fantastic.
The artist was great.
Have you ever seen the other movies that directed with the star as well? The OSS 177, the James Bond parodies?
Yeah.
Fantastic,
Hysterical.
aren't they? Yeah. They're
I don't know
really
about these.
good,
I
like
didn't know about that.
1964 James Bond parodies.
Inline,
Yeah.
cross between Bond and like Flint kind of guy.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
really good.
These were with Jean Dujardin?
Yeah.
Dujardin.
Yeah, he plays
He's really
the
funny.
James Bond type.
He's
He
like the
seems
French Will
super-
Ferrell.
Oh, he's hilarious.
He
And
seems really affable and super charming. He seems
affable.
affable.
But he kind of said, well, I'll do another one of the spy movies, but I want to do this artsy thing with
Good.
my friend and his wife.
His wife is awesome.
Yeah, and so this ends up winning Best Picture, his little thing he wants to do.
Did you
The
get to go to
artist
the
is just brilliant.
Oscars?
No, I
Oh,
didn't get to go,
no.
and I didn't. When you win stuff like on Mad Men, when you win stuff, the word goes out, and everybody
Yeah.
goes to the party, even if you're not like at the table.
Oh, you can go to the party
You
later.
go to the party later. And somebody
Is that too
texted me a
hoity-toity?
picture from the Weinstein party afterwards, and it's like all accountants. There's no actors there.
Because if it weren't for you guys, there would be no movie.
Turns out, apparently there's no
sorry.
residuals because
Shh,
none
don't
of us
tell
had
anybody.
any lines. But anyway,
Oh, I never thought of that.
I was going to ask that. Is that for real?
I never thought of
I
that.
don't. I'm wondering.
No speaking parts.
The man is saying he hasn't
Still
got anything
waiting.
yet. He's
Still
just
waiting.
waiting.
All right. Well, I wanted to
Man.
go from the movies that have already come out to the recent films with.
What did you see? What did you see this week?
I like that one better.
I
like
do
that
too.
better?
I do
Yeah.
too.
We're nothing if we don't have themes.
We
here.
changed up our theme because I requested it. And now I'm back in love with the old theme.
But I still can make it
What did
creative
you
with
see
it
this
sometime.
week?
Yes.
We'll see. But yeah, I put it to the table. What movies out there did you get out to see?
I saw Out of the Furnace. And
What is that?
Yo no say.
This
Out
is
of the
Christian
Furnace.
Bale
Christian
with Woody
Bale.
Harrelson.
And also
Casey
Casey Affleck.
Affleck.
Oh, I just
Forrest
heard
Whitaker,
about
William
that.
Dafoe.
This is like a Fight Club movie.
Yeah.
There's a Fight Club in it?
There is a Fight Club
Is Brad
in
Pitt
it.
in it? It's
a
We don't
respectable
talk
cast.
about that, though. We don't talk about the Fight Club.
Okay.
However,
Rule
the,
number 2.
Rule one.
the whole movie happens. I think it's pretty good. And then it ends, and then I go, huh?
Why, has it got some twist or something?
It's just got some
Not
shots
even
and stuff.
really. Like, there's an extra 30, like, I don't know, extra 6 seconds that didn't need to happen.
Really?
Because that makes you go, what?
And then actually the decisions of the main character the last 10 minutes or so were a little kind of like, oh, well, I wish.
That's weird.
Yeah, everything becomes a little less likable. And here's the interesting part. the night before, I went to see Homefront. Saw an advanced screening of that. The Jason Statham movie where he goes to Louisiana, gets involved. Here's the deal. Jason Statham goes to Louisiana. His kid gets beat up at school. He gets involved with meth heads, kicks the shit out of a ton of rednecks. Credits. There's no like, oh, this is where the movie went weird, or this is where the movie had that extra shot.
Pretty straightforward.
You know
It's
what you're
Jason
getting.
Statham
You totally know
right?
what you're getting with Jason Statham.
You know I'm going to like that movie. It's exactly what I expected.
It will be
And
exactly
James
what
Franco plays the villain in a Jason Statham movie. That is
Yeah.
the weirdest turn.
And Winona Ryder is badly cast in it, sadly. She's kind of...
She wearing clothes the whole time?
She's still got it.
Yeah.
But
amen.
She doesn't strike me as a southern like loser. You know, she's kind of upper crusty to me, or like I don't know, still has that
schmancy.
Reality Bites film on her. I think so.
Schmancy would be the word.
Yeah, so she wasn't so hot on that, but yeah, Statham. I mean, he's just the sound effects are great. When he punches a guy or throws him into the wall, it's one of those that really hurt sound effects, and you know what you're getting, like you say. That's so that was. I don't know if it was more enjoyable than Out of the Furnace, because everything else about Out of the Furnace was fantastic until they get some they start mucking it up at the end. But both those will open soon.
Talking about mucking it up at the end, Prisoners. Now,
Hey,
Joel,
that's the movie I saw this week.
Joel, you said you saw Prisoners.
My wife and I went, and we went to a screening right by our house, and it's a little long.
Yeah.
It's really dark. Hugh Jackman. I was kind of, for a while, wondering if he was in the same movie as everybody else. But I just, he was doing one school, and oh God, I'm so bad on names. And
It's Terrence Howard?
Gyllenhaal?
Terrence
Terrence Howard?
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal.
Terrence Howard, I thought he had an easy payday.
Yeah, he didn't do a lot, right?
Didn't seem
Well,
like...
he cries in every movie.
Well, for as much as Hugh Jackman had vested, I mean, both their daughters are abducted. For as intense and crazy he's going, Terrence Howard, he's going, well, she's gone. I mean, it was just kind of polar opposites.
So you think Hugh Jackman went way just so wrought and
God, I'm so bad.
Well, there are scenes, I thought, where one character points at Hugh Jackman and says, "You put tape on my mouth," or something like that, as if
little
to
girl.
suggest he was involved in the kidnapping. And then I got really confused because they continued to have him like track down the killers. So I wondered what that scene was all about. Another movie that got confused. Meet the meth heads, kick their ass, roll the credits. What's
This is your formula.
Yeah, and then do you think he stays in the hole at the end?
Well, I was
Spoiler alert, Karen.
I was glad we
sorry.
didn't have to spend
here's
another
a hole.
4 minutes or however long it was going to take to get
To get him out of the
holes
hole.
in the plot.
But the other thing about that movie was, and she's a phenomenal actress. She won an Oscar a couple years ago. I'm not going to say what she does in the movie.
Right,
but
the mother woman.
when I saw her hair and makeup, I'm going, well, she did it. Whoever that. Yes! She did it.
They made her
Look at the crazy ass hair and makeup she's got on. She did it. There's no doubt about it. It's just a matter of time. And my wife gets mad at me when I just kind of tap her like.
Yeah.
Well, he's exactly right. Because it's Melissa Leo, and Melissa Leo already is weird enough. Don't do anything to her.
She didn't have to be all.
Nothing
All right,
weirder.
so fuck the audience. I guess you should have seen it by now, right?
Well, you should have seen Prisoners by now.
Spoilers.
But I
There's a
agree with you.
screener coming if you're in the DGA, by the way.
Oh, I better pay my SAG dues. Yeah, you get that.
Think Gyllenhaal's got a shot of being nominated for something with that?
I think he's great, and I didn't go nuts for him either. And I'm never going to work in this town again. But
You're welcome.
I just I kind of didn't jump on board on why he was that way and why he was cast. I kept thinking that. Well, Tommy Lee Jones would have kicked the hell out of this.
That's a good point.
I kept thinking of older actors that would. Why is this guy young? Why does he have the neck tattoos? Why is his shirt buttoned up? There was like so many choices in it. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's like choice for choice sake, like choice salad for Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
It's no Monsters University.
No.
Saying that.
That's a great movie. You two gotta see that movie.
I went all the way to my
I
sofa.
would not show this film, Prisoners, to my kid 3 or 4 times in lieu of babysitting.
Okay, for that, it's quality.
That's good to know.
Wait, a film about a kidnapping?
You know what? Maybe we'd calm the kid down. I'll do whatever you say.
Okay, I get where you're going with this.
Oh, and you know what? That's a Thanksgiving movie. We always talk about what movies
that's
are
funny.
good for
It is.
Thanksgiving. That's a Thanksgiving movie. The abduction happens on Thanksgiving Day.
That's so funny.
That's great.
So we'll get together.
Plane,
we'll-
trains, and
Happy
automobiles. Prisoners.
Happy holidays.
Yeah.
No, I was saying I went all the way to my sofa and watched The Change Up with Jason Bateman and Ryan Reynolds.
I saw a part of that. This
I
week.
watched
That's
it
the most
probably
I've seen
7
of it.
times because it was on all weekend on TBS.
Yeah, you're one of those. Yeah, if it's on TBS, you
Yeah,
watch.
that's right. That's where I'm sitting.
You eventually
you
put the
look
whole thing
dismayed,
together.
Joel.
He looks concerned.
I'm still trying to get over the Tom Cruise thing.
There is look.
Well, he
Tom-
likes hunky guys. It's Ryan
No,
Reynolds.
hold on, Joel. If you want Tom Cruise in your movie, you cannot do better than Tom Cruise.
Right.
He is the Tom Cruisiest.
He's the Tom Cruise of Tom Cruises.
I don't necessarily want to know him as a person. I just love watching him act and do his thing on screen. He may be a nut job in real life, but you know what? I bet you if I had him over, he would fake charm my pants off.
He would pretend nice till you believed it.
He fake charmed the Comic-Con crowd this summer when I
And
saw
you know
him.
what? If you're fake all the time, then maybe you're just charming. I don't know. That's my thing.
That's true.
But I saw The Change Up, and it did this really. It was a horrible movie, and Jason Bateman was charming, and Ryan Reynolds was fine. But they did something in it that I really appreciate. So do we all know the plot? The plot is they urinate into a fountain and they switch bodies.
And magic
Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday.
And
18 again.
18 again.
Vice versa.
Vice versa.
Liar, liar.
Like father, like son.
Thanks, Paul.
Oh no, not mine.
Never
And
been
the
done
one
before.
thing, and the one thing none of those
When you
movies.
say 8 times, are you sure it was that movie?
And the one thing none of those movies did that this movie did, which I really appreciated, is as soon as the event occurred and the two guys realized they had swapped places, they went and tried to explain it to somebody. Instead of going, well, okay, no one's going to understand this. We got to come up with a solution on our own. They went to Leslie Mann, and tried to explain to her what's going on, and they do a horrible job of it. And then you get to go, all right, so the rest of the movie gets to happen now because they tried their best, but now no one believes them.
Because they opened the envelope.
That's right.
With
They
all
opened-
the names.
that's right.
It's always frustrating when they don't make the logical choice.
Yes.
Like, why don't you just
Yeah.
try and explain it
Why
to
don't you just try
somebody?
explain it to somebody, and they try it, and this brought me around on my appreciation for Leslie Mann because it wasn't directed by Judd Apatow. She's in it anyway, and she plays the hot wife that's not overly hot, but still kind of hot, but not completely unattainable for whoever she's married
totally
to.
hot.
Yeah,
She's
she's
a
great,
cutie.
and she has this. She does have good comic timing and great delivery, and she has this wonderful scene where
He's
she's
coming to the party late.
Yeah.
Everyone.
I'm
But
just
anyway.
saying, I'm a big fan of I Told You So, so I will give you the I Told You So, but I will also take the I Told You So.
Okay.
So
Jason Bateman, a little too dry to be affable. True?
yes. Yeah.
Yeah. We discussed that for
Yeah.
our sketch. Yeah,
Yeah, almost-
he's got so much edge to his. He could cut
I mean,
you in
he's
half
awesome.
with a line.
He's
I
awesome,
think. You know.
but yeah. All right, let's get on to our big closer.
No, this
All right.
happens.
This
Not a
is
week
gonna
goes
happen.
by without a celebrity celebrating a birthday, so thank the Lord Karen is here to give us those celebrity shout-outs in another round of Karen's birthdays.
All right. This week is a very special week for birthdays. This week is Affable Actors Birthday Week.
Fantastic.
Yes, it just
Congratulations, Joel.
turned out
Joel, it's your
Joel's
birthday? That's good.
You know what? Joel's birthday is April 15th?
17th.
17th. I looked it up because if you were here.
Tax day's the 15th.
Oh, that's true.
Don't forget.
Don't forget, everyone.
It's my mother's birthday.
Really?
Tax day.
Poor thing.
Yep.
Starting off our Affable Actors Birthday celebration is Dean Emeritus actor Owen Wilson, who turns 45 but can
very
play
affable.
anywhere from dazed to confused. He attended the University of Texas at Austin, where he met his future mentor and friend Wes Anderson. They wrote a screenplay called Bottle Rocket in 1996, sent it to their family friend, screenwriter L.M. Kit Carson, who then sent it to a producer, Polly Platt, who gave it to James L. Brooks, who then gave them $5 million to make it into a feature film.
Nice.
Simple as that.
So there it is, a step-by-step instruction of how to get your film made. And in case you were wondering, you know how his nose looks all crazy? He broke it twice when he was playing football, once in high school and once with some friends in a park.
I would not peg him as a football player. Thanks for the tip.
Yes.
Apparently not a good one. His face busted a couple of times.
Know how to put on the helmet correctly.
Interesting footnote. Those
There's
are
a helmet?
Didn't wear the Ed Podolak face mask, that's for sure.
those are
That's
both
an
touch
old
games.
Chiefs reference.
Okay, so we have done a lot of the character introductions from past movies with NFL Films music. And this week we did
can take
British
mine.
stuff. Okay, so but Joel, could you give us some NFL films? Speak however you care to. Improvise names. Talk about the frozen tundra. Do whatever you do, and we'll join in as necessary because we just love talking over this music. Here we go.
90 miles north of Chicago, Green Bay, Wisconsin, just west of Sturgeon Bay. From the hallowed grounds of the tunnel they emerged. Mitch Abernathy had a game one would never forget, handing the ball time after time to Primrose Everdeen. The passing attack of Elfie Trinket. The defensive stands by Plutarch Heavensby. Finnick O'Dare. The fearsome foursome of Claudius Templesmith. Capital citizen uncredited. It was the greatest comeback in sports history. It sounds good. Everything sounds good.
Doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
We could even say Brian Doyle Murray. You could just say all these people's names.
I'm going to order
That-
lunch to that music tomorrow.
I'd like a hoagie, please.
Barbecue
Now do your
chicken
brother
salad.
Brian doing the
Yeah, right? Oh, for
NFL
crying out
films.
loud.
Wait, Brian Doyle Murray does the NFL film?
Oh, there we
Man,
go.
Starting lineup for the Pittsburgh
He's
Steelers.
The 85 Bears. The greatest one-year dynasty ever to attack football. Richard Dent. Super Bowl MVP. The day had never gotten any better. The punky QB. Jim McMahon, good friend, good drinker, good golfer. Great guy to hang around, actually, quite frankly. Matt Suey. Back when there was a fullback. And the unstoppable, inspirational Walter Payton.
Fantastic.
Oh my God,
that
that
was wonderful.
made me
85
really-
Bears was the perfect one to pick.
It made me really happy.
That was good.
Okay.
All right, we were doing birthdays,
Yeah,
Karen?
I
Other
was-
birthdays?
I was doing my segment, which does not even compare to that awesomeness that just happened. Thank you for doing that.
Oh, well.
That
I
was
don't know what's
freaking
going
hilarious.
on.
Now I want to.
Okay, and let's wish a happy
Brian
birthday to
Bird.
our next affable actor graduating cum laude. Her name is Margaret Mary Emily Ann Hyra. Anybody know who that is?
Oh, it was.
Whoopi Goldberg. That's her real name.
Almost. Her name's Karen, actually. Did
Karen
you know?
Johnson?
Karen something, Whoopi's name. No, that's Meg Ryan's name. You guys brought her up earlier
Lay it
today.
on me again. Lay it on me
Her
again.
name is Margaret Mary Emily Ann Hyra, and she
Wow.
changed it to Meg Ryan, which actually is Germany. The word Germany, because she has German ancestry. When you take the letters and you move them around, you
jumbo
get
all
Meg
around,
Ryan.
Germany.
Wow.
You learn a little something during birthdays.
I'm just going to interrupt again.
Certainly, please.
Please, it's what the segment is
Yes.
for, actually.
My brother Ed was a huge, he is a huge Meg Ryan fan, and I had a little part on The Doors. I played a disc jockey at a military
That's a great
base.
movie.
Movie was the scene was cut.
Oh.
I had a role there where I a lot of times where I got cut in a row. But anyway, he said, "You're working with Meg Ryan. Can you get me an autograph?" So I got a picture of Meg Ryan at a like a novelty store by my house, and I signed it. Ed, you can handle my assets anytime. Meg Ryan. It's been over his desk for decades. Little did he know it was a fraud.
Thanks for the quickie.
Thanks for the quickie. Yes. All right. So I was going to say she turns 52, but can play anywhere from America's Sweetheart to Celestial Sweetheart because there is an asteroid named after her called 8353 Meg Ryan. Who
Well,
knew?
some astronaut
Officially,
is
huh?
as big a fan as Ed is.
Yeah, exactly. Above his chair or
Is that
whatever.
an astronaut?
Another signed picture. Now, we all know that Meg Ryan is, we know her for her orgasm scene in 1989 film When Harry Met Sally.
Yes.
Yes, of course. Did you know, has she ever been naked in a movie?
Yes,
Anyone?
The Doors. We saw her boobies in The Doors, didn't we, Joel?
She blew Jim Morrison.
There you go.
Okay, any other movies that she was naked in? Anybody?
Oh, Amityville 3.
I don't know. Was she?
I think so.
Oh, all right. I had something called Flesh and Bone and The Presidio.
right?
I saw some titty when I was looking it up online. And also in Promised Land when she was 26. She looked great.
Oh, I'm going back to that.
Go check that out.
I would
Promised
not
Land.
peg her for being naked that many times. Like
There's
usually
a
there's
ton.
one, right?
No, there's 5 that I found, and obviously 6 because I didn't know about Amity horror. And in the cut, and she was naked at the age of 41 in that, and she looked crazy awesome. Yeah, she just looked great. That's why I love doing birthdays, Joel, because I get to look up these important facts about important things.
Do you have a point to make?
Do you
about
actually sign up for Mr. Skin? And
so far, I've been able to just visit.
One? Just visit?
Yeah, I've been visiting.
It's a write-off.
And lastly, let's wish a happy birthday to affable actor, honorary degree recipient Harold Ramis.
Oh, yeah.
Who turns 68 but can play anywhere from actor, writer, producer to Marty the Moose. Did you know that was his voice?
In Vacation.
Well, you know when he goes, the
Sorry,
moose out front
kids.
should have told you?
Moose out front should have told you. That's
Well, that's
No,
John
that's
Candy.
John Candy.
But
That's
the
John Candy.
moose
The
is
voice of the
Harold
moose.
Ramis.
Oh, I didn't
He
know
likes
that.
Tom Cruise. You have to understand.
No, I knew it was
It's-
John Candy.
It takes time.
Well, yeah, the voice
John-
was coming out of John Candy. That's how you can tell.
I know who John Candy is. He was in Philadelphia. He had AIDS.
Oh my God, it's all so weird. So we all know that Harold has been involved in either an actor or a writer or director in some of our best comedies of all time. For example, if you were thinking of a Thanksgiving Day film starring a United States Senator, your best choice for entertainment would be Stuart Saves His Family. Because that's one of my favorite Thanksgiving Day
That is
movies.
a Thanksgiving movie,
I love
and
it.
it's a good one.
Fred Thompson
And
was
has
in the
Brian
movie.
Doyle Murray in it.
Yes! I totally forgot. That is a quaint, awesome movie that has a great message, and I love that they're deer hunting and the guy shoots his dad. But, because it reminds me of my house, where I grew up. Mhm. What other, I'm just going to throw it to you guys, what other Harold Ramis movies are your favorites? Like, I love Groundhog Day. You guys?
Groundhog Day is a flawless film.
As a director?
As anything, like, that he's in.
He directed
come on.
Caddyshack.
Ghostbusters.
Caddyshack, right?
Yeah.
And Ghostbusters.
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 Though. I mean, he didn't direct
Stripes.
that,
But he was in it. Stripes.
Did he
Which
direct
one
as
are
good
your
as it
Great
gets?
performance.
I don't think
He
so.
was in it, wasn't he?
As good as it gets.
What was he in?
No, he's not in that.
What was I thinking?
He,
Adam, what am I thinking?
Hold on, I'm trying to think of what that
Knocked
movie
Up.
is.
Knocked Up.
Brian Doyle Murray's in as good as it gets. He's the custodian in Jack Nicholson's building in that one.
Joel, I'm going to throw him up. You just hit him out of the park for me.
Joel, are there any Harold Ramis movies that you enjoy?
I like them all except for the year one.
You know what?
That was disappointing.
It
That
was.
that
He's
was-
right. He's right.
That looked like it was going to be T-ball for Harold Ramis to knock it out of the
No.
park, and
Yeah.
I don't know what went wrong with that movie.
I don't know.
Yeah, but then I heard he got the writers from that to start working on a new Ghostbusters
And that
script,
frightens me.
which was not too exciting
I think that
news.
scared some of the other Ghostbusters.
I would be frightened like crazy. Yeah. I
refuse to believe any Ghostbusters 3 rumor.
I don't want it to
they're
happen.
They're ridiculous, the rumors of that. It's
if the movie...
Well, those guys were good on The Office, the year one writers, so they had it going.
I
but-
don't know. I agree with your brother. Unless it's awesome, why do it? It's got to be great, right? That's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
You know, as much as, of course, we all love the cast of Ghost. I mean, that movie is a perfect comedy. Ghostbusters is a perfect comedy, and the sequel is fine enough. It's
okay
not great,
for-
but hey,
yeah.
you know what? They all are giving
got a
it
good song.
They're all.
It's
got a song that recaps the plot in the credits, and that's always great. But you know, I think Ghostbusters is such sci-fi gold because I'm a fan of the cartoon.
That's true.
That concept is such sci-fi gold. It's almost like not making a third Star Trek movie until you can have all the elements together. It's like, no, you could make other Star Trek TV shows. I mean, I think we should just take that as a sci-fi concept and just go nuts with it and just not wait.
So you're saying no problem with making 3. Let's make 6.
Well, if nobody wants to make the third one, yeah, then just like make a TV
Here's
show
a solution.
or something.
Nobody wants to make the third one. Just go make the 4th one.
You're so
There you
stupid.
go.
All right, as you all
there you go.
know,
Good call.
Problem solved.
I'm a huge fan of listening to celebrities sing in the movies. So at the end of birthdays, I have a little clip from our birthday boy, Harold Ramis, doing a little singing in one of my favorite movies ever, Stripes.
Left, right, left. Head left, head left, head left,
Oh my God.
right, left.
This is early rap.
Exactly.
Right,
This is such a part of my
This is a lot scarier when it's Full Metal Jacket, but in Stripes, it's tons of fun.
I like the little smile he gets on his face right before he starts
Oh,
singing.
this is Warren Oates, man.
Popping her fingers and shuffling her feet,
Singing do-a-diddy-diddy-dum-diddy-doo. She looked good. She looked fine. She looked fine, and I nearly lost my mind.
before I knew it, she was walking next to me, singing
do-a-dee-dee-dee-dee-dum-dee-dee-doo.
Then the Elmer Bernstein music kicks in.
Oh, I love the score to
One
this
of the
movie.
great guys of all time with that. So
Although easy to confuse with 1941.
that is another. That's another showcast, everybody.
Yeah. We had
that was a fun one.
It's almost like we had two guests. We had Joel Murray and Brian Doyle Murray.
Oh, that's Brian Doyle Murray reading
Well,
off
and Bill stopped by.
he did stop by.
By the way, I was in Stripes with Harold, and I was in something with Owen Wilson. Yeah, Steve Zissou.
I liked your hat in that.
Like, thank you.
Yeah.
Just read off Refrigerator Perry as Bill.
William, the refrigerator, Perry.
Well, together we are the Movie Guys. Individually we are.
Movie Guys.
Preston. Follow us at the Movie Guys, Twitter and Facebook, facebook.com/the Movie Guys, as well as YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, iTunes, whatever the
iTunes
fuck,
as well.
all that shit.
iTunes are
Instagram.
fun.
Thanks to Joel Murray.
Yay, Joel Murray.
Check out Joel Murray and Friends at the IO West, another show coming up second Tuesday.
Second Thursday. every
Thursday,
month.
I'm sorry.
Thursday.
Second Thursday. Oh, good. Well, then we can go.
We can actually go because it's December 12th.
Well, that's good, because Tuesdays we often busy working
Mitch
on
Rouse.
things like the
And other friends of the show.
Battle of the Network Hunger Games. That's
Yeah,
what
yo, you never know who's going to show up at the Joel Murray and Friends
Yeah.
show.
Tony Randall.
They have him in the back just for emergencies.
And thanks to Steve Schultz for his writing contributions to the show every
Hey,
week. And
thanks,
remember, you
Steve.
can find everything we're up to at themovieguys.net. Thanks for listening.
Right on.